Hey guys, welcome back to Wedding Venues Official. So glad to be talking with Evan Lanier of Livemore Weddings. Evan, you're an adventure photographer, videographer, and right now we're in Yosemite National Park. You guys hopefully can see just the wonderful scenery. We have Yosemite Falls right behind us. I wish we could have chosen a better spot to film this, but it's just
it's a rough spot.
It's the best spot we could find, I guess. But thank you for tuning in. Today we're just briefly talking about how to actually book a national park to be able to get married there. So, some people it's so daunting. You just got engaged and you're wondering, I want to get married at Glacier or Yosemite or Zion or whatever, fill in the blank, national park. It's a little easier for a state park or for local parks.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. But Evan, you have done so many weddings locally, nationally, and internationally. So I want you to give us some insight on how to actually go about booking this. And by the way, before we get going, if this is your first time here, I'm glad you're here. We do have there's a previous video with Evan that you might or might not have seen, but we talk about why would you even get married at a national park or a destination wedding in general. So if you're debating that right now, you don't know whether we should do like a big wedding style locally or maybe a smaller size wedding in a destination, check out that video. I think it'll be helpful for you guys just to hear some of our thoughts, Evan's thoughts with this. But today we're talking about some logistics. So tell us, man, big idea, people just get engaged. Maybe they have 6 months, maybe they have a year. Hopefully they have a year because it gives them more time. But what are those logistics for realistically booking a national park?
Yeah,
wedding?
so I mean, this is a wedding venues channel. People are like, "Why are you out here in a national
Yeah.
park?"
This is not a video.
This is not like. Could you have a better venue than this? Like
Yeah.
this is my. I mean, I'm kind of biased. I love being out here in these places.
Right.
With a venue like this is God's creation of a venue that you like. You can't. No man-made stuff is going to beat.
Yep.
This kind of wedding space, wedding venue. People think.
Yes.
I mentioned this in the other video, but think the mindset of people is like, why would you get married somewhere like that? And I think the mindset of other people is like, why would you not get married somewhere like this? This is the most amazing place. Like, I can't imagine a better place to get married than standing out here on this valley or looking out over the mountains and Glacier or something like that. So, let's talk about like specifics. So,
and obviously, like, because if you want to get, it's great and it's almost romanticized, but then
there are details that have to be done.
Then a reality check,
right? You have to figure out details,
Like, when can we get this done? And there's popular Saturdays and there's other things that you have to reserve. So, tell us about the actual reality check of this.
So, since you said that, I will say the first thing is look at the park itself. Many parks have seasonal opening times. That some of them may be open year-round, but they're inaccessible. So like Glacier, the main going to the Sun Road in Glacier is typically closed from, depends on the snow, but it's closed for snow from like sometimes October, sometimes November to, it's been after the 4th of July some. Like normally June it's open, but that whole period, the main like artery through the middle of Glacier is closed.
Yeah.
So you can't even get into the main parts of the park. So looking at the schedule of the park, look at the places that you love, look at the places that you're interested in, do tons of Google searches and Instagram searches and TikTok searches and all that kind of stuff. And,
YouTube.
And find YouTube searches, wherever you want to find the images and the video that you like the place. And then start digging into those actual, so you got the park, but then where in the park is that spot?
Yeah.
Can you get to that spot? Here in Yosemite, like we're down here in the valley right now in February.
Yes.
There's an amazing view and a great spot called Glacier Point that's just right over there, but you can't get to it right now because the road's closed because of the snow. Yeah. And actually the hike up there is a lot harder now. I have to go way around to get up there.
Right.
Because some of the trails are closed because of the ice and snow in this season.
Totally.
So.
Hello.
Sorry to disturb you. Is it okay if
I
take the 2 minutes? Just wondering, the Firefall effect
it's around the corner.
Okay, which point on the map?
It's Horsetail Falls. There's actually no water in it though.
So this Firefall effect, which is like which point?
There's no water in the falls today.
Okay, so.
But Horsetail
is the falls. It's
trail,
around the corner there.
Okay, Horsetail.
It's on the.
Which one?
Zoom out some more, and it comes off El Capitan.
What do we call it?
Horsetail. So it's like a round you have to go where we here, and that rock that's there,
Yes.
it's like there. So you have to go around that area there.
Okay. So
But there wasn't any water today when we came in. It was dry.
the hot still one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then which fall is this?
This is Yosemite Falls.
And the Firefall is visible
That
on
one.
the hot still?
Yeah, only.
Okay. Will the Firefall visible on this one?
No, it's in the shade. Sun's already.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so where the sun sets over there, and so this is all in the shade. It's already
So
in the
it's
shade. Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
see.
can't see it on this one. Yeah, we were here last night for the same thing, and there was no water.
Yeah, we were waiting. We were waiting,
waiting
for it,
last night
and
for it,
then-
and there was no water, so we had
No
to.
water.
We missed it because there was no water.
But
It was
maybe
wet.
today, maybe
it's
today,
a little.
I
Maybe I don't.
mean,
it's not being rain, so I
But
don't.
you
It's kinda
said
dried
there
up.
was no water there.
It wasn't when we
Yeah,
came in this
well,
morning. It was
yeah.
just wet on the rock, but there was no water falling.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
we were hoping to see it, but next week, somebody needs to be here next. We live out of state, so we're not going to be here. But like after this rain and storms, I bet there will be a lot of it.
yeah. Y'all have a good one.
So find those places that you love the images and the video from there, and then after you've kind of got that nailed down and you've kind of looked at the opening periods, think about the days. Like everybody's like, oh, we got to get married on a Saturday.
Right.
I've shot weddings on every day of the week. Like,
Yeah.
don't go to Glacier on the 4th of July or Labor Day weekend because, oh, I'm off work that weekend. Let's go then. That's the busiest time ever at
Yeah.
those places.
Right.
It's like going to Disney World sometimes. You wouldn't go to
Uh-huh.
Disney World and have a wedding right in the middle of if you wanted to have something
Uh-huh.
intimate, right in the middle of the crowd on like,
Yes.
the busiest weekend of the year.
Yes.
So don't limit yourself to the time frame.
Sure.
Think of Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the middle of the week. Look at the places that are popular, but maybe times of the day or times of the year. If you go at sunrise and sunset, usually the more popular places are less popular at those times.
Yeah.
So think about those things. Think about the logistics of getting there. Like, where is it? How much money do we have to spend? Is there a beautiful place that's amazing that's close to home? I've shot tons of beautiful I've shot tons of beautiful adventure elopements close to home where people
Right.
don't have to fly. They may
Right.
drive there. And so just think through that stuff and how flexible you can be and where you want to go.
Yeah.
And then don't limit yourself to a place. Like, oh, I live in Alabama and I don't want to go to California and do it. Or I don't want to fly to Hawaii. Or I don't want to go to Italy or whatever that is. Iceland is too hard. I don't know the language. All that stuff can be figured out. If there's a place that you love and you can figure out how to get there, all the other stuff can work itself out. If you will take the time to plan it and organize it, it can be amazing.
Absolutely. I think that's a big thing. I think a lot of people don't understand that. Even the fact of traveling, getting on a plane, like just because people haven't done it a lot. Some people, I know you do this all,
Right.
you fly all the time. But some people they're scared to even, how do I even book a flight and how do I get to the airport to where I'm going? And it's like,
Getting your wedding dress there or whatever, yeah.
yeah, all these things, but it's totally doable. It's totally
100%
doable. So it really just takes, you got to have confidence.
Yep.
You got to have confidence in what you're doing.
We
I
get
a
really
little
distracted out here when
Yeah.
there's so many people. Sorry.
We're distracted,
We're
yeah.
just distracted with all the people walking by.
Yeah. I think I actually, someone on a bicycle was trying to get by and he screamed, "Get out the way."
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that
too?
guy just, yeah.
And then, because there's 4 people standing around the, getting out of their car.
We're looking at Yosemite Falls right here.
Yeah.
But you don't know that 10 feet behind the camera is a walkway,
walkway.
with about 500 people passing while we've been talking here.
Yeah.
So
Some people ask us directions of
yeah,
stuff.
they're like, "Where's because we're here for the Firefall thing
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
supposed to happen this time of year. There's no water today, so
Yeah.
not in that falls."
And actually,
people
you're
keep
about to see
coming
a
up,
few people in the frame
And they
of
keep
your camera.
keep coming up and asking and "Where's Firefall's here?" I'm like, "No, it's over there." But
Yeah.
you're not the good day. So,
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah. We have some guests.
I will
behind.
say one thing that is something you need to check out. The busier places are more popular parks, are iconic, and they're big and they're huge because they have views that are different than anywhere else in the world.
Right.
They're busier, and that means more people want to go there. So there's
Yes.
more submissions for permits and everything. Every park.
Talk about permits.
Yeah.
Well,
So every park's
yeah.
different. There's not you don't submit a permit request to the national park system. You submit a request to the park.
Okay.
To whoever the person is at the park. There's usually on the national park website they have a thing about special use permits.
Yeah.
And so you most of the time need a permit. If you're doing most parks don't require a permit for just like a photo session.
Right.
Private photo session, you and a photographer coming out and doing stuff. So if you're doing just a just a photo session, like an adventure session after a wedding or something like that, you don't need a permit for most parks.
Okay.
Check the park for most national parks. There's also like if you're just doing like a vow exchange, you could consider that a photo session. Some places, getting a permit's not a bad idea. If you're bringing people, definitely get a permit if you can in those places.
So you don't always have to get permit.
Not always
Okay.
in the places. I'm not saying don't get a permit when you need a permit, but some of the things that you do, you don't need a permit for.
Got you.
Especially if it's just a couple and it's just a photographer, videographer, and you're not having a ceremony, you're not having a big event, you're just getting photos in a cool place.
Sure.
Most parks don't require any kind of photo session. Any kind of permit for the photo session. Now, I will say that like some other areas like state parks and national parks areas and other public areas, public parks and things like that, it's all up to them. Like they can make their own rules. Different states have different rules, different parks have different rules. So check into the park details. But know that if you try to get a permit here in Yosemite in the middle of the summer on a busy weekend, it's probably you need to submit that pretty early. Different parks have different timetables.
When is early?
Yeah, so like some people will submit it like each park's different. So I can't give you like the day, like we start taking submissions on this day. Some parks are like a year in advance. Some parks are like, they'll start taking permits like 6 months in advance, stuff like that. And so check the park website. Look into the permits and special use permits that you need.
Yes.
So a lot of like Glacier, if you do Glacier, you'll pick like your top 3 locations and times.
Right.
And hopefully you'll get one of those. Every wedding I've done, they've gotten one of their top 3 locations or times. And then if you don't need a permit, you can just schedule it based on the need and the time frame that you're there. So permit is important, especially if you're doing a wedding where you're having more than just a couple.
Yeah.
If you're having any kind of event that's going to disrupt the flow of the park, then you definitely need to look into permit stuff and figure out what they require and submit that. Now, just because you might have your ceremony at this one spot, I know most of the parks, like Glacier and here in Yosemite, they have spots for like bigger events.
Right.
The chapel here, they have an amphitheater where you can have more than like a few people. So they might require you to do that there, but then you can take photos. Like you could do the wedding there, and you're not taking all those people to the base of the falls to do something. Mm-hmm. You just go there to do the photos.
Sure.
So even though you have your ceremony in one spot, that's really just the kind of the event.
Right.
Typically, I've never done a wedding where they've had a reception in the park. Mm-hmm. I've only done, like, there may be opportunity to do that. Like here, they have the big lodge, and Glacier has a lodge. I've never been a part of one of those. All the weddings I've done, they've had receptions have been outside of the park at some kind of venue, which is great. You can go and you can do your stuff in the park and have the beauty of the park, but then also if you got like a destination wedding or whatever, you're having a reception, you can do it just right outside the park typically at a private place or Airbnb or something if it's depending on the size. I want to clarify some of the terminology just so we are kind of, everybody's on the same page.
Yep. What
I'm using as terminology is not necessarily the right terminology that everybody uses, but I feel like most people use these terms. Elope to an elopement is really like a private thing. It's like used to be like running away to the courthouse to get married or going off to your parent, you're going to the justice of the peace and having them married in the middle of the night. Yeah. Like it's kind of that same idea. It's going away and having a private wedding. Sometimes you're telling people, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you might have your like close family there, but usually not. Usually it's just the two of you. Yeah. So that would be an elopement. Like an adventurous elopement would be, you're not going to the courthouse, you're going to Yosemite. You're incorporating the adventure into the running away and getting married.
Right.
Destination wedding would be not that, but you're taking your wedding from home and moving it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That may be a wedding that you would have had with a few people. I've had some destination weddings that I've done one in Hawaii, and they only took they had like 20 people. Small, but it was an elopement. They got ready, they had a full ceremony, they had a big, nice reception, they had dinner, it was a wedding, destination wedding. It was small, but it was a destination wedding. We did an adventure session the next day. So adventure session would be something where you can go and have your traditional wedding either at home and go somewhere and do an adventure session, or you go on a destination wedding and you also incorporate. So say you came to Yosemite and you had a wedding venue that was down the road and you had all your people come and do that wedding day and everything, but then the next day you came into the park and we went and did amazing photos with the couple. That would be like an adventure session. So just kind of clarify that terminology so people can kind of think of different ways to incorporate the adventure into their wedding day, whether it looks like you're going for the wedding and the elopement, to get married here, or if you're going to have a destination wedding with a bunch of people.
Right.
Clarifying all that information kind of would help with what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a adventure elopement, or even just an elopement locally, your vendor team is very small.
Yeah.
Because it's just the two of you. Maybe you need an officiant. Maybe that's a vendor. Maybe that's a friend.
Yeah.
You may need. You're going to need a photographer and a videographer. Like that's. There's no way to share that really with people unless you have those people there.
Yeah.
Now, some people may not want that. That's fine. But I feel like that's like the most important vendor is the photo video team for your adventure or just small elopement.
I think you need a personal DJ there too, man.
Your personal DJ.
That's just my opinion, though.
So you're probably not going to have a DJ. Probably not going to have a band. You're probably not going to have a traditional wedding venue. You're probably not going to have a caterer. You're probably not.
Here's a hot take. I mean, when you get an elopement, you really need your own personal DJ. Okay, so let me just go on record to say,
scratch the tracks while you're saying your vows. So you don't need all that stuff, and so there's less logistics to work out now. Sometimes that allows you to spend money on like the photo video team that you wanted when you would have had to spend all the money on the wedding.
Yeah.
So there's money saving sometimes there's not. But for a destination wedding, I think a planner, whether that planner is local and knows that place, or it's a planner who specializes in destination weddings, and working with the team, because when you do a destination wedding, normally you do have a lot of stuff. You've got a caterer, you've got a florist, you've got a rentals, you've got a I don't know what a DJ. You got a DJ. You got a band. You got whatever those things, and so you need somebody that can help you coordinate all that stuff.
Right.
So having a planner and having somebody to organize that is important for those type of weddings. I don't. A travel agent maybe for some stuff if you want that.
Yeah, totally.
Some people might need that help or want that help.
Right.
You can do it by yourself. Yeah. Travel agents are great for what they do, but if you're doing like a national park wedding, you probably don't need a travel agent. You might want one. Go for that if you want that, but you don't need. You need to get a dress, you need to get a suit, you need to get maybe, some people do flowers. There's a few things you need, but your vendor team's very small. Yeah. So figure out what you're going to do, but I think if you're doing a destination wedding especially, the need for a planner, I don't know, it might be more important than having one locally. Like having a planner locally is important, but doing it somewhere else is probably even more important.
Totally. I want to make the point here too that, and I say this almost every video, but not all vendors are equal. No. And I just want to say, as far as the money side, no one wants to waste their money, Evan. No matter if you are some of the richest people in the world, or maybe you're low income. Like, no one wants to waste their money with whatever they're doing, whether that be $1 or $1 million. Like, they want to make sure their investment is good in what they do. No one wants to waste their investment. So when you're thinking about, when you have X amount of number, and I want to throw out dollar signs because everyone has their own perspective of money, but whenever you start to look for that planner, that photographer, that videographer, sometimes every now and then you can get a wild card like yourself, Evan, who you almost can be a 3-in-1, and you don't claim to be a planner. I know that you're a photographer, videographer, but almost in the sense of you have the know-how of travel and you know the locations. So if someone said, "Hey, Evan," someone reached out to you today, "Hey, Evan, I want to get married in Glacier National Park." You could say, "That's awesome. Let's look at this time frame. Let's look at this part of the year. Let's look at these. Here are some examples. Here are some things here." And you can go through a list of things that maybe you would probably do 80 or 90% of what a planner would do, but because you're a photographer and videographer with experience in those places. And I want to say, when you go to inquire to photographers and videographers, they don't have to have shot in that place.
But the experience of shooting in that type of place or that perspective,
or booking flights and knowing what to do and feeling confident in that, having a vendor that understands all of the logistics of traveling and getting around and feels good with all that is a huge plus. Like, if it's like literally, one price for a photographer, videographer who's never done a destination wedding, and then maybe like 2 times the price for someone who has, but also might have some planning tips and helps you, it might be worth it to invest in the one that is almost double the price, because they're going to save you a lot of time, energy. Can you imagine?
But it's not just they're going to save you the time.
Oh yeah.
But they're going to be able to work the logistics of the place to be in the place that you need to be.
Yes.
Wouldn't you hate to go? Yeah. I just think of this. Yeah. Glacier is huge. Yeah. I say the Glacier because I've shot weddings in Glacier for the last 8 years.
But we're in Yosemite. I mean,
we're in Yosemite. This is huge. But wouldn't you hate to come here and then be here for this and like want to get a shot of Yosemite Falls or want to get whatever shot, and like you didn't know that it took you an hour to get in, and you got here at the wrong time and the sun had already set, or you were coming for sunset and you were driving in the sunset while you were driving in. I've been in Glacier many times and people talk about being out at this place at sunset, and I'm like, we want to be here at sunset and we want to go here at sunset. I'm like, well, you know, that's an hour apart. There's no way to get from there to there at sunset, because while you're driving you're going to be at 1. Or like, we want to get out of the park in time to do this. I'm like, well, we're going to be over here, and to get out it's 2 hours. There's just times, things like that. Construction happens and you got to work around that. The restrictions of what you can do, when you can get to. Right now Firefall's happening here, and the road's closed, like parking areas are closed. And so I don't claim to be a planner, but I will say, for an adventure elopement, I'm not going to say you 100% don't need a planner, but they're not really as important. A destination wedding, they're extremely important. But for like an adventure elopement, a lot of times the photographer almost takes like the planner position and helps coordinate the logistics. I don't plan weddings, but I do help logistics, and I do that on a regular wedding day. I'm working the logistics for photo and video, working along with the planner who's organizing the vendor team and all the stuff. So I'm still kind of doing the same role, working the same part of my position. I don't have all the other stuff going on, so I'm able to kind of be free and flexible and work with a couple and kind of figure out what is important to them and where do they want to go, and sometimes they don't know. They're like, I want to get married at this park. I've never been there before. Tell me where to go. And I'm like, well, this is my favorite spot because the way the sun hits here at this certain time of the day is great. Then we can go here. Then we can get lunch, and then we can take a break and do this, and then we can go here. And at sunset, we can drive out. So all that stuff works in to the logistics of the day. You don't have a timeline like you do on a wedding day, but you do like, you got to know where to be the right spot at the right time for the sun and the weather or whatever. So just figuring all that out, being flexible. So
what I hear with you, Evan, is that you need to research the actual location that you're going to, because it can change per location. And then
seasons are a big piece of the puzzle. You
need to look at permits or not. How many people or not, your budget or not, your vendor team, which is going to be probably pretty small. And then maybe, I think you even alluded to not doing it on a Saturday, like maybe doing it on a weekday.
If you can help it, I wouldn't.
Because if it's a smaller amount the reason why people do Saturday weddings traditionally,
people are off work
and you're locally there, so you're locally going to the wedding.
Can come.
But if you're flying out anyway, you're probably taking 3, 4, 5 days, a week off anyway.
The whole thing is you're doing it at a time. If you're doing something private and like intimate, you don't want all those people around. You really don't want the crowd around if you can help it. I mean, there's going to be people. Anytime you go to a park, there's people, and you're not going to get away from all the crowds. But if you can get away from some of the crowds, Saturday's going to be the busiest. Sunday's probably the second busiest. And so, unless it's like a big holiday, like you don't want to do it on a holiday weekend or a holiday in the middle of the week. But having that first, I think you need to figure out about the destination. Like, are you doing an elopement? Do you want to elope? If that's the situation, then you need to look at locations and permits and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot less red tape to work through with that situation if you're doing adventurous elopement. And then find your photo video people and start planning from there. I would suggest, and this is a mindset that people have when they're planning a regular traditional wedding day, is they're like, okay, we're going to pick our date first. We're going to pick our venue and pick our date, and then we're going to find people that can do our date. Go at it the other way. Find your location, or find a couple of locations. Find the person that you want to shoot it. They don't have to be local. I've shot weddings 21 different states. Adventure weddings in 21 different states. I've shot weddings in other states too, in other countries. It's more about the person that's there, that's going with you to capture what you want, than it is whether they live close. Now, sometimes you might be able to save money if they live closer. Not always. Sometimes the person that lives close may know that park really well, and that may be the person you want. I'm not saying don't book local. Book local if you can, but it doesn't have to be a local person. So what I would say is pick the place, or pick a few places, and then find the people that you want to shoot it. And if you find a few places and you're picking between the three, maybe find somebody in each place if you want a local, or find somebody that will go to any one of them, and then set your date. Because if you find that person that you really want to do it and they're not available, the date really doesn't matter. So like if I get an inquiry on my site and somebody says, we're getting married, we've got a permit for Glacier on June the 12th, and I'm out of state on June the 12th and I can't do it. But they could have got a permit for June the 20th. It didn't matter. The date is not the most important thing at the early stages. You don't have to set your date first. find the place and the people that are going to be a part of it, and then y'all work on the date together, so that you can have flexibility and not lock yourself out of possibly a place because you needed a permit at a certain time, or a vendor that you want.
I love it, man. I love it. Is there any other final words of advice for booking or for just deciding?
No, I think the most important thing is just to decide that what's your favorite thing and what the most important thing for you to do is. Like, set your priorities. Is an adventure elopement the thing you have your heart set on? And if it is, figure out how to make it happen.
Right.
Tell the people that love you and would be there for you, this is what you want to do, and you're really set on this is the priority, and just figure out how to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to do it locally, or whether you want to go somewhere crazy like big beautiful national park like Yosemite, or you want to go internationally. Totally. Just figure out a way to make it happen and bring the people alongside you to support you. And I love these places. Yeah. And anytime I go somewhere, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to get married in a place like this.
Totally.
Like, it's
just breathtaking.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's breathtaking. Well, guys, I hope this video has been helpful for you guys, beneficial. I will throw in here as well. I mean, in the world we live in, there's so much AI going on. And so, of course, you can go to ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, and type in, hey, I want to do a destination wedding. I want to do an elopement style wedding at Yosemite National Park, at Glacier National Park, whatever it may be. These are my priorities. This is what I want to do. And then it'll be like, boom, this is what I suggest. Now, don't always trust AI for everything. Obviously, go to a certified planner and go to real people to get the real answers, but verify that. But I think you can go to ChatGPT, get them to help you guys plan what you need.
A lot of times, like the stuff that's not subjective, like you've got to have a permit for this. You've got to. It'll tell you where to go to the permit page, or it'll tell you like the season it's open and things like that. Like facts that you need. It's a great
ChatGPT will be like, boom, this is what you need to know. You know what I'm saying? But it's always good to be like, talk to someone who has experience, and or if you they're like with Evan. A lot of people have seen your work for a long time, and they're like, I know I've got to get Evan. There are people that are not married right now that I know that I'm like, if they get married and they're wanting to do that, like I know I am sending them I'm sending them your number right now, because that I want you to document it, because that's what you do. And it is hard. It's not like it can't be done, but if there's a photographer, videographer that's local and that's all they do, maybe that's all they've had the opportunity to do. So some people who want to get into destination, they have to put themselves out there. I mean, it's like, hey,
that's how I had to start.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. You have to shoot your first. So if there's a photographer, videographer who's never done one, don't just say, hey, this is awful. You can still book them, but just know that they're learning too. So, that, and there's probably a price point payoff. But so it's not bad to book a beginner vendor at all for photo, video. But when you do book an experienced vendor like Evan, there's going to be tons of reasons and tons of perks to that. That's going to be amazing for you. So just a little tidbit there. Yeah. But thank y'all for being a part of this Wedding Venues official page. We have a lot of wedding venue tours you guys can check out. Check out Evan Lanier's website on Livemore Weddings. Is it livemoreweddings.com?
Yep.
Livemoreweddings.com. Also find them on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And we'll link some videos of weddings you've shot at Yosemite and Glacier, maybe somewhere else, so you guys can see that. And you know what? While sitting here talking to you, it just makes me even want to do and this would be like a 6-month, 8-month, maybe 10-month endeavor of just like shooting around at all the national parks and like doing a whole series on each national park and where you could go and what you could do for a wedding and what are the possibilities. And okay, we'll just make a whole 10 I don't know, maybe like the top 10 national parks in the United States, and like here are the top spots in these exact national parks that you could do with the time frames and all this. So there's a lot more we could do here with enough time. Of course, we can do it. There's people setting up chairs here. I wonder if they think it's Firefall. Anyway, but guys, thank y'all so much for being a part. If you did get married at Yosemite National Park or Glacier or any other national park, let us know in the comments. Let us know if this has been beneficial. If you have a question, let us know too, because we would love to answer it.
Yeah, sure.
If Evan doesn't see the question, I will show him the question, and we will answer it for you the best of our abilities. But definitely check out the permits, time, location, get a planner, get a good vendor that matches your personality, and your budget and all those things. And use ChatGPT if you need to. So thank y'all for being a part. Subscribe, and we got some more videos coming down the pipeline. So
every love story deserves the perfect setting. And if you're getting married in Central Alabama, your dream venue might be closer than you think. We've toured and filmed 10 of the most breathtaking and unique wedding venues in the region. And they're all waiting for you on the Wedding Venues official YouTube channel. The search for your dream wedding venue just got a whole lot easier. On the Wedding Venues official YouTube page, you can now explore 10 of the best wedding venues across Central Alabama, from romantic countryside estates to modern spaces full of charm and character. Each video gives you an up-close look at what makes these venues truly unforgettable, so you can see the details, feel the atmosphere, and imagine your perfect day coming to life. The venues span from the heart of Birmingham, Anniston, Munford, Rainbow City, Ohatchee, Albertville, and even up near the Coleman and Vinemont areas. We're so thrilled to see how this channel is helping couples like you find the place where forever begins. This is only the beginning. We are expanding to cover the whole state of Alabama. If you have any amazing venue recommendation that needs to be on our page, please comment and let us know. Visit the Wedding Venues official YouTube page today and start discovering the venue that feels like home for your wedding day.